Hello guys, Dirk the Red Panda here, and welcome to my 100 subscribers special. Yeah, not too great with intros, but anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching my content. It is nothing short of impressive to have an audience that joins you on your visual novel journey. When I get home from a busy day of work, school, or even volleyball, I look forward to reading a visual novel. It's my form of therapy. Other than plopping on my bed and taking a nap, that is. That's always nice. My introduction to visual novels and the furry fandom as a whole was kind of bumpy. Initially, I was embarrassed by the fact I gravitated towards games and art with animal people in them, specifically the gay and buff ones. Even though I liked it, I felt like I personally shouldn't, because everyone would be ashamed of me. But over the years, I slowly learned to accept my furry interest along with my sexuality. If you didn't know, I identify as bisexual, currently at least. Out of the blue, I picked up drawing at the end of my junior year of high school and created a DeviantArt, Furaffinity, and a YouTube account. I was on and off with my activity on these accounts, but I got more comfortable around different types of art, people, and hobbies. The most significant interest I developed, besides drawing, was visual novels. Originally, I believed they were all just cheesy, one-dimensional dating sims. One day, I stumbled upon Decker Link's playthrough of extracurricular activities and fell in love with it. What blew me away was the character development and how much I could relate to them. The one I related to the most was Spencer. Starting in high school, I was also a closet gay and hid behind that squeaky clean reputation. I still haven't come out to my teammates yet. I realized that visual novels could personally move you and place you into a different world like any other form of writing. And if I shared my experiences and connections to them like other YouTubers, I might as well share my taste with you, my audience. I mustered up the courage a few months back to follow through on this, and I can proudly say that this was one of the most personally satisfying decisions I made. Doing these videos weekly, as much as it is tough to do that with my regular life schedule, it just feels great to sit down, do a visual novel, and just share what I've done with you guys and have you guys enjoy it just like me. That's honestly the best part about it, and probably the reason why I got so motivated, other than extracurricular activities. So yeah, sorry for going on such a long tangent with this. I scripted most of what I said back there just because I really want to get the point across and not stutter and just be all over the place and haphazard for 5 minutes or something. But I really mean all this, and it's just something that I think is very important to have, that connection between you and your audience, to just, you're kind of doing it with them. You shouldn't really see yourself as a superior, but rather as just a peer leader, somebody that kind of tags along with your audience and enjoys the experience together. At least for visual novels, that's it. That is, stuttering again. Great. But yeah, that's all I gotta say now. Don't want to keep you guys any longer from this. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the reading. Ki? Aniki! I nearly jump from my seat as a voice echoes loudly right next to my ear. Whoa, what? I finally notice Aki standing right in front of me, arms crossed and pouting. You are spacing out again. I've been trying to get your attention for almost a full minute now. Sorry, I guess I'm a little out of it. Aki sighs, rubbing the back of his neck. A little? I had to scream on your ear for you to finally notice I'm here. And you have good hearing to begin with. Yeah, about that. Next time, ease up on the screaming, will ya? My ears are still ringing. I swear, I can only hear buzzing coming from my left ear. That's your fault for spacing out right in the middle of the living room. He looks up at the clock on the wall, pursing his lips. Why are you up so early anyway? Your match is only at 9. Right now it's just 6:30. I couldn't sleep. Yeah, I can tell. Your eyes are really red. Wait, seriously? I walk up to the television, staring at my reflection on the dark screen. What? Even on the super dark screen, I can tell that my eyes are very red. You should try to at least take a nap. I have less than 3 hours before my match. I don't think it would be a good idea. Better than going to a match suffering from sleep deprivation. But then I'd risk being late. I'll wake you up if it comes to it. It's not like I have anything else to do today anyway. Ah, there it is. Aki is now sulking again, holding his arms tightly against his body and looking down at his feet. Unfortunately, while I got all the way to the semifinals without much problem, Aki lost yesterday at the quarterfinals. Well, at least now I get to watch you play live. Every dark cloud has a silver lining after all. I can tell that he's only saying that to try and sound positive. But it's easy to see that he's still dejected by it. He's even more competitive than I am, if that's at all possible. I walk up to my little brother, hugging him close to my chest. I'm sorry you didn't make it today too, Aki. But don't let it get to you, okay? I promise you're still going to improve a lot. Aki stays silent, merely shifting a bit in my arms, his head pressed up against my chest. I softly stroke his back and rub behind his ears, trying to fulfill my part as the gentle big brother who takes care of his little sibling. It's something that I've done for all my life and, frankly, I enjoy doting on Aki. I used to do this a lot back when we were kids. Whenever he'd get sad about our dad being gone, I'd hug him and sing to try to get him to sleep. But of course, the last time I did this was, 6 years ago? Time really flies. After nearly a minute has passed, Aki shifts again. His voice echoes from behind my head, tiny and muffled. Aniki? Yeah? I speak in a low voice, trying to sound gentle and encouraging. I can't breathe. Whoa! I immediately pull away from him, lifting my arms up in the air. Aki coughs a few times, leaning against the wall for support. Sorry, I guess I squeezed too hard. The squeezing wasn't the problem. You pushed my head against your chest. You blocked my nose and my mouth. Sorry. It's fine. Aki sighs, straightening himself back up again. Thanks for trying to cheer me up. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I used to do that a lot when you were little. Aki smiles. I remember. He has a wistful, content look on his face. His tail is even wagging a little. Guess you have a better memory than I gave you credit for. Not really. It's just bits and pieces. I have terrible memory, actually. Most of it is fuzzy. Either way, that really doesn't matter right now. Just get to your room and try to take a nap. I'll make sure to wake you up in time for you to get ready. Alright. I'll try. And thanks, Aki. Aki smiles cheerfully, a big smile full of teeth. Of course. That's what little brothers are for. The sound of the doorbell echoes through the living room, snapping me out of my daze. I'll get it. Aki shouts from the kitchen and runs towards the entry hallway. I've already finished preparing to leave a while ago, but I guess I've been sitting around in a daze since then. I tried psyching myself up, to mixed results. Guess I just started spacing out again after that. How long has it been anyway? The sound of the chatter echoes from the entrance hall, but I don't really pay any attention. Wait, chatter? I turn around, only to be greeted by the sight of my friends walking through the front door. I told you he'd still be here. I'm perplexed. Shouldn't it be common sense to arrive early when you have a match? Common sense? You do know it's Nico we're talking about here, right? Good morning, Nika-san. Well, at least someone bothered to actually greet me. I wave at them, trying my best to hide my surprise at suddenly seeing them all in my house. Yeah, good morning. Don't mind me asking, but what are you guys doing here? I thought we agreed to meet at the venue. Oh yeah, we did agree to meet up there. In fact, we set things up so we'd meet half an hour ago. What? No way! Our matches start in 20 minutes. If you don't want to get disqualified, I really suggest we hurry. Shuichi-san was starting to get worried since you weren't showing up, so I suggested we come over here to pick you up. Well, aren't you guys nice? Wait, where's Saya, by the way? She didn't want to come with? Oh, she did. His voice was almost somber. Did something bad happen? Not bad per se. She was flying off the rails because you hadn't arrived yet and kept saying that it was typical of you to be late. Yada yada yada. I eventually suggested she try to barter some extra time for you with the officials while we would come over to pick you up. That way, I could avoid her putting your head through a wall. Yikes. Well, that's more or less the situation. Now, I would love not to be late to my own match, so I'd really like to ask for you to come with us already. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought for sure I'd be leaving the house 10 minutes ago. Jeez, I really need to get it together, don't I? We might have to run a bit if you want to make it on time. Run? Do we really have to? You don't. Nico-san and I, on the other hand, really do. It's alright if you guys want to run ahead. I can accompany Kobayashi-san if he's not up to it. No, I'll be fine. I just didn't know there would be running involved. Look on the bright side. At least you'd be getting some exercise. We managed to get to the venue about 5 minutes before the start of the matches. I think I got quite a bit of a warm-up from this. We made it. Well, thank God. If I'd gotten a match lost because we were late, I swear I'd kill Nico-san. Now, there's no need for violence. Yeah, we got here on time. Chill. How can you be so relaxed after nearly getting us disqualified? Well, luckily for me, here comes someone that can knock some sense into your head. Huh? What are you talking about? You stupid ass! Suddenly, someone grabs my shoulders, spinning me violently and hollering so loudly in my ears that I fear I might go deaf. What the hell did you think you were doing? Are you trying to make me sick with worry? Are you? Saya-chan, settle down! She's shaking me so hard that I'm already seeing stars. My whole vision goes blurry and I can barely make out the shapes right in front of my face. I'd wager that my brain is bouncing around inside my skull as if it were a pinball machine. Getting dizzy. I feel like I might throw up. Alright, I think that's enough, Saya-chan. Saya completely ignores him and continues shaking me like an empty ketchup bottle. Are you trying to get a rise out of me? Is this what you're doing? No, I just lost track of time. Saya-chan, I'm feeling really sick. Alright, Saya-chan, I'm serious. This has gone far enough. If you keep shaking him like that, he's going to puke all over you. As if she were snapping out of, I don't know, primal rage? Either way, as if she were snapping out of it, Saya blinks, looking between the two of them. Oh, I didn't see you guys there. Seriously, we've been standing here the whole time. I guess he'd never witnessed Saya throwing up a storm before, huh? Oh, I need to lie down. Sorry, no time for that. Your match starts at 9 and it's now 8:58. You have got to be kidding me. There's no way I can play like this. My head is still spinning around. I can barely even stand up. Well, maybe this will jog you awake. Ha ha, very funny. Well, at least your sense of humor is still intact. Oh, I just noticed. Where's Kobayashi-kun? Wasn't he with you guys? He got left behind while we ran over here. Akiyoshi-kun stayed with him. That's really nice of him. Yeah, well, you know my brother. Always aiming to please. Maybe someone should take that as an example. I'm going to choose to ignore that. Suit yourself. Well, I'm going to hurry over to my court. I still need to change clothes. I'll talk to you guys later. Same here. Good luck, Nico. Kei-kun. Don't worry, the three of us will do just fine. Kei-kun, I'll see you in the finals. We fist bump each other. I wish I were as confident as you are, but I'll try. I'm not going down without a fight, that's for sure. You guys will be fine. You three are the uncontested best of the prefecture. How long has it been since someone's come even close to beating any of you? Well, I'm not Nico-san. My matches are a lot closer than his. Shuichi shrugs. You'll be fine. Just do your best. As if I wasn't going to do that already. The two of them stare at each other for a few seconds, smiling. I turn around to head off, but after taking one single step... Wait! Jun and Aki run up to us in a hurry. Jun is panting heavily, and as soon as he stops, his whole body curves forward, leaning on his own knees. Aki, on the other hand, has yet to even break a sweat. Seeing a 12-year-old in better shape than one of my classmates makes me a little sad. Wait, you can't go off without me. Our matches are about to start, you know. I know. Just... He takes a deep breath and... Good luck, Nico-san! I instantly jump back, covering my ears against the assault of this loud, booming voice. Gosh, Jun, settle down! Oh, sorry. Guess I got over-enthusiastic. I'll say. There are a bunch of people staring at us. I suddenly feel awkward standing here. Oh, so Nico-san is the only one that gets a good luck from you, huh? What? And you didn't even think of me either. No, that's not what I... Don't worry about it, we're just teasing you. Keikun puts a hand on Jun's shoulder, giving him a few gentle pats on the back. Alright, we're already running late. Gonna have to hurry. Same here. I'm gonna be switching over your courts to cheer on all of you. And yes, even you, Arushihara. Keisuke smiles, nodding at him. It's not like I'd expect you to be there, but sure, suit yourself. I run over to my assigned court as fast as I can. I'm already 2 minutes late by the time I arrive, but luckily I get there just before the officials declare it a match loss. Guess you managed to get here on time. Jeez, the officials usually ask the other player if he's okay with waiting for his opponent to arrive. If he's not, then he gets an automatic win. I get that winning is important and everything, but this guy was ready to give me a match loss over a couple minutes of delay? Just give me 1 second to get ready. At least I managed to change my shirt on the way over. Now I just need to check the strings on my rackets and... Okay, all set. I get in place as fast as I can, trying not to delay everything any further. At least running over here already counts as warming up. Alright, it's time for me to do this. I take a deep breath and ready myself. I see an opportunity to return a straight shot onto the open court and strike the ball with as much power as I can muster. It hits the court and slides away. My opponent doesn't even come close to reaching it. The bull just stands there, panting and looking at the ball in a daze. Game, set, and match won by Mishimaya. Count 6-2, 6-0. Wow, this match was pretty fast. It must be some kind of record. It didn't even take me an hour. I walk up to the net and shake hands with my opponent, who simply looks up at me with a sour expression and grumbles something incoherent. Nice game. Well, can't help you there, buddy. I put my things back into my bag and hurry out of the court. I'm welcomed by the smiles of my little brother and Jun. Nice game, Aniki. You were awesome as always. Yeah, that last ball especially. It just went zoom and went out of his reach. It was pretty fun to watch. I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourself. Has Shuichi been around recently? Yeah, he said Saya-san is doing well in her match, but... Yeah? Apparently Arishihara-san is losing. What? Even without thinking, I dash over to his court as fast as I can. What? Aniki, wait up! I hear their voices fading away as I continue to leave them behind. I hear the sounds of the ball before I can even reach their court. I can see Shuichi standing way too close to the fence, clenching his fist around the metal links so hard that his entire arm is shaking. I'm surprised the thing isn't getting crushed. Shuichi? His look softens somewhat as he turns to look at me, but I can see the irritation clearly plastered on his face. Nico, your match is finished already? I take a second to catch my breath. Running all the way to the other side of the club after a match still leaves me a little winded. Yeah, I won, of course. But Jun told me things aren't going well at this end, so I rushed over here. Did you at least inform the desk clerks of the result? No, but I can do that after the match ends. He nods, turning his head back to the game. When I look at the two guys playing, the difference is immediately obvious. Keisuke is running ragged, desperately trying to keep up with the other player's assault. It's like a cannon firing repeatedly against a wall. The cracks quickly begin to show. And by the time I got here, it had already evolved from cracks to full-blown demolition. What's the score? Right now, it's 5-2 on the second set. The other guy won the first one by 6-3. Meaning that Keisuke has been getting overwhelmed from the get-go? But how? I knew he was good. My gut feeling told me that this guy was good. Ever since we met him out on the streets that day, I've been watching multiple videos of him, but I could never imagine that he was this good. It takes some serious skill to take Keisuke down, let alone this easily. None of his strategies have worked. At most, he could force a rally to go on for a little longer, but the other guy would either run him out of the point or just break through with brute strength. The sound of the fence's links shaking echoes. I look down to see Shuichi gripping even tighter. God damn it, Arishihara. Don't you dare lose like this. Have some pride. God, Shuichi looks really scary right now. He probably doesn't even notice that he's talking out loud. Seeing Keikun losing affected him by this much? I never expected that. Come on, you can do this. You bastard, you can't lose here. You're better than this. I can't tell whether he's rooting for him or not. Aki and Jun catch up to us, with the tiger looking like he's about to drop to the floor from exhaustion. Sorry it took so long. I couldn't leave Kobayashi-san behind. Thanks, Aki. How bad is it? One particular shot echoes much louder than the rest. Keisuke's opponent, Yuya-kun, just smashed a ball that Keisuke couldn't control and ended up returning too high. The shot hits the ground with force, leaving Keikun completely incapable of reacting. 40-15. Match point. No. The mood grows more and more somber as we watch both players return to their positions to resume play. Match point. If Keikun allows his opponent to score again, he loses. Hiroshihara-san can't lose like this, right? Damn. Come on, Hiroshihara, get a grip. The Akita throws his ball high into the sky and serves. It's a fast, wide slice that aims to jump away from the court. Come on, Keikun, you can get it. He barely managed to reach the ball in time, tapping it over to the other side and keeping it as close to the lines as he can, returning the ball to his opponent's backhand. The Akita runs to the ball and... he's going around it? Yuya-kun runs around the ball, putting himself in a position to return the ball with his forehand. He hits a fast, flat shot to the other side of the court and... even with his speed, Keisuke is nowhere near the ball by the time it bounces. Huh? No way. The crowd goes quiet for a second, absorbing everything that just happened. The umpire opens his mouth to make the call. Game, set, and match won by Kokonos. Count 6-3, 6-2. The crowd erupts in cheers, clapping and screaming words of praise to the victor. Meanwhile, the four of us stand in place, frozen in shock. Keisuke just... lost? In his first year as a high school student, he already established himself as the second best player in our prefecture. A guy like that just... lost to some no-name first-year player? Damn it! Shuichi kicks the fence in frustration. Whoa, calm down there, big guy. He grumbles something incoherent and continues to glare at nowhere. Come on, guys. We have to at least try to stay positive when he comes out, okay? You know Rushihara. No matter what we do or say, he's going to be down. I nod, trying to think of some way, something that I can do to cheer him up. Here he comes. I walk over to the court's exit. Yuya-kun has already left a while ago, not even bothering to linger around. Good thing he didn't notice us. I don't know if I'd be in a good enough mood to have a conversation with him if he tried to talk to me again. Keisuke slowly walks over to the exit, looking down at the floor with a complicated expression the whole time. At first, he only sees our feet, but when he looks up and notices our faces, he finally reacts. His eyes look distant and tired. Even though I'm looking for a clue as to how he feels, any kind of clue, he merely looks away with a painfully neutral expression. I guess it was too much to hope that you guys wouldn't have watched that, huh? Keisuke-san. This is the first time Jun's called him by his first name. Keisuke doesn't fail to notice that, his eyes immediately snapping towards the tiger. Hey, don't give me that face, okay? But I'm really sorry that... Jun chokes up a bit. He's not good at consoling people and, frankly, it shows. Sheesh, seriously, cheer up a bit, okay? It's just a tennis match. There will be dozens of other matches in my career, and it's not like I can win every single one. Keikun smiles widely to show that he's not upset. Oh, is that so? It's obvious. It's painfully obvious to anyone. Keisuke's smile is strained, forced. He's not wrong. This is just a tennis match. There will be many others to come. If he were to feel down after each and every loss, then he'd be burdening himself too much. But none of that matters. Feelings aren't logical. No one likes to lose. The frustration you feel after defeat, it's the same, no matter who you are. If you're a rank amateur or professional, I'm sure that the frustration someone feels after losing is always the same. As long as you truly love something, there's no way you wouldn't be frustrated by defeat. Not bothering to say another word, Keisuke walks past us. I want to say something to him. I should say something to him. But I don't have the right. Who am I to encourage him after a tough loss when I've been sulking about mine for years now? The score doesn't always tell you how a match went. Even if the score seems lopsided, the match could have still been a close one. But this isn't the case. Just seeing how that last point went, I could already tell. Keisuke was toyed with the whole match. He never had a chance. He was just forced to keep playing and watching as his chances of victory were taken away from him. In tennis, there's no such thing as certain victory. Anyone can have a chance. At least that's what my father used to tell me. But how can I say something like that to him after seeing how his match went? Arushihara! Shuichi calls out to him, and the hair stops him dead in his tracks. He doesn't turn around, keeping his back to us the whole time. What is it? His voice comes out shakier than before. Are you going to be alright? Keisuke's body shifts. He puts an arm on his waist and begins slowly shaking his head. Oh God, not you too. What? Don't start with this sappy melodrama and pretend that you're worried about me. It's creepy. What? Completely taken aback by his response, Shuichi freezes on the spot, unable to do or say anything. If you guys will excuse me, I need some time alone to think. Keisuke walks up to a nearby bench and plops himself down, grabbing a towel from his back and putting it over his head. He leans forward on his seat, the towel covering his head in a way that I can't see his face. I can't see what it looks like. Keisuke-san? Are you sure you don't want us to keep you company? Yeah, I'm fine. Just leave me alone. Go watch Mizuguchi-san's match or something. I don't care. Just get out of my hair. Oh, right. Keisuke's words are sharp. Sharp enough to make Jun instantly give up on offering him support. Truthfully, I can't come up with anything to say either. What is there even to say? Haniki? Aki grabs the sleeve of my shirt, tugging on it to grab my attention. shouldn't you say something? He whispers to me, his eyes full of worry. I shake my head in negative. I don't have any right to cheer him up right now, and honestly, I don't think I could. There's nothing that I could say to him, as his friend or as his rival. From the corner of my eye, I can see Shuichi shaking. When I turn to look at him, I see him with clenched fists and gritted teeth. His hands are clenched so tightly that they shake violently, and I fear that he could puncture his palm with his claws. Shoot! Before I can get any words out, Shuichi begins walking towards the hair with heavy, pounding steps. You little bastard! He grabs Keisuke by the collar of his shirt and lifts him up, leaving the hair hovering a few centimeters above his seat. Keisuke rushes to stabilize himself, planting his feet firmly on the ground and moving his arms to support himself against the bench. I'm amazed that his shirt hasn't ripped from being grabbed and tugged like that. Even if his initial reaction was that of shock, Keisuke is quick to compose himself. What the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you? Me? What's wrong with you? You got your pride hurt because you got beaten like a chump, and now you're going to lash out on us? And I'm being creepy? How dare you, you little ungrateful prick? Finally regaining my senses, I rush over to the two to try to defuse the situation. Shuichi, that's enough. Let him go. As soon as I place my hands on his shoulder, Shuichi moves his arm to push me aside. I can tell that he's holding himself back, otherwise I probably would have planted my ass firmly on the ground. This doesn't concern you, Nico. Fuck off. His eyes don't even move a little bit towards my direction. They continue to stare at Keisuke's eyes, unmoving. What little I can see of Keisuke's face, since most of it is blocked by Shuichi's towering figure, shows me a snide look. Oh please, you worried about me? Don't make me laugh. I don't need that kind of thing from you. Our relationship isn't like that. And yeah, I don't care about your sympathy. I don't want it. You can go shove it somewhere else. Stop being such a bitch. We're just trying to help you cheer up. There was no need for you to talk to us like that, especially Jun-kun. I don't care. I don't need your help. Shuichi pauses for a second, tightening his grip around Kei-kun. For a split second there, I'm sure that he's going to punch him. Instead, he lets him go and takes a step back. Fine. You don't want sympathy? Then that's fine. Here's what I really think of your pissy little attitude. You're trying to pretend you're fine, that you don't need our help and you don't want us around. Don't make me laugh. It's so obvious that you're hurting. It's so obvious that it's actually kinda disgusting. Shuichi-san. I put a hand in front of Jun, trying to silently tell him to just watch. He does as instructed and quiets down. I don't think interrupting these two is a good idea right now. Plus, I kinda have a feeling about what Shuichi is trying to do. I think I'll just trust him on this. Huh? Who are you calling disgusting? You, of course. What are you planning on doing now? Mope around like a loser? No one needs a sad sack. Get yourself together already. This is pathetic. What? Anyone could be down after a loss. What are you talking about? Not you. What's with those dead eyes of yours that look like they've already given up? I've never seen such a pathetic look on your face before. It irritates me. You've never been the type to get down after a loss. You always use it to prop yourself forward. Moping around? Lashing out? Don't screw with me. That's not you, and you know it. You don't even know me all that well. Oh please, we might not be the greatest of friends, but I've been spending almost all of my days with you since we met. I've seen you lose plenty of times before, and I've never seen you getting down. Annoyed? Sure, but down? Never. So pull yourself together already. This isn't the Urushihara that I've come to respect. They both glare at each other for a few more seconds. My heart feels like it might pop from the tension. If I'm wrong and this goes badly, I don't want to have to deal with a fist fight between my friends. But then, the impossible happens. Keikun sits himself back down, sighing out loud. Fine. I see what you're trying to say. I think this is the first time since we've met that you've spoken to me like this. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't blow up at you any sooner. You really are a pain to deal with. Same here. God, you're so insufferable. I can see the corner of Keisuke's mouth curving up in a half smile. Was I right? Come on, we don't need to deal with this right now, and I need to cool off. Shuichi walks up to us, opening his arms and hurting us away from Keisuke. What about Keisuke-san? I don't want to deal with his annoying ass right now. If you're not coming, then I'll leave you here. Shuichi turns around to leave. Wait, I'm coming. I continued to stand in place, my eyes fixated on Keisuke as the other two walk away. Aki tugs on my sleeves again, looking up at me in confusion. Aniki, should we go with them? I look at Keisuke one last time. Even if it's faint, I can see his shoulders shaking a little bit. These two, they really can't be honest with each other, can they? It should be obvious what Shuichi was actually doing, and Keisuke knows what he was doing. Yet, they won't admit it. They really are birds of a feather when it comes to this. Yeah, let's leave Keikun alone for now and go with the others. Hey Shuichi, wait up! It takes us a bit of running, but we managed to catch up to Shuichi next to the service desk. Jeez, did he have to go all the way to the center of the venue? Jesus, slow down a little. Look at Jun, he can barely catch his breath. I'm fine. You don't look fine. I'm fine. Well, Akiyoshi-kun, why are there two of you? Actually, is he stumbling on his feet? I stand corrected. He's the picture of health. I guess I did exaggerate a little. I just needed to get away from that idiot. You could really do it with some self-control, you know. Did you really have to tear into him in public? No. I guess I just let my anger get the better of me. I hate when people act all defeated and mopey instead of just doing something about it. I snapped. Sorry. I don't think that's what it was about. What do you mean? I think you're just coming up with an excuse because you don't want to admit that you were trying to look out for him. What? That's ridiculous. I despise Urushihara. I was just looking for a chance to yell at him for a bit. So you say. But I think you were just pretending to do that when, in reality, you were trying to cheer him up with some tough love. What? That's... I mean, nuh-uh. Oh, this is gonna be good. Aki pulls Jun a few steps back with a smile plastered on his face. I decide to pay them no mind. Yeah, At no moment did you insult him. All you did was tell him that he wasn't acting like himself and try to encourage him. I would never. You two really can't be honest about how much you care for each other, huh? Shut up. Shu-kun, you're such a tsundere. I try to imitate a cutesy, boyish voice. It comes off all weird and raspy, but it does its job. Shuichi turns an even darker shade of red. Shut up! Seeing him look so flustered is absolutely hilarious. He's so adorable when he's trying to hide his embarrassment. I think I already know the answer to this question, but have these two always been like this? Oh yeah, for as long as I can remember, they've always acted like an old married couple, although the roles have kind of reversed from when I was little. Really? What do you mean? Well... Aki, shut up! We both speak in unison, cutting him off before Aki can get any further in his story. What? Fine. While Jun is completely caught off guard by our sudden reaction, Aki is incredibly nonchalant about it, not one bit surprised or upset by it. Jeez, I feel so out of whack all of a sudden. You do? I'm the one who just played a full match. Oh please, your match didn't even last an hour. Which reminds me, don't you have to relay the results to the officials? Oh yeah, that's true. I'll be right back. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes to inform them of the results and then get the time for my next match. It looks like we're scheduled to play at 2 p.m. A bit later than on previous years where the finals would be at noon. I guess they expect more people to come watch if they schedule it for after lunch. Though that also means I get to eat something before the match, so overall, I'm pretty happy about it. Now I just need to catch an early lunch so I won't still be digesting my food by the time I get to play. That'd be a nightmare. Huh? I get back to the spot where Shuichi, Aki, and Jun were standing and... Only Jun is here? Hey, where are the other two? They went over to Mizuguchi-san's court to watch her match. I told them I'd stay around to tell you about it. That's... kinda heartless that they just abandoned me here. Don't be so dramatic. They just went to a nearby court. Plus, it's not like we left without telling you where we went. I stayed behind to keep you informed. Yeah, I'll thank you for that. The other two, though? I really think you're overthinking it. Easy for you to say. You rarely think. anything can be considered overthinking to you.
Hey, did you just call me dumb?
What? No. I called you simple.
Simple? Is that considered an offensive thing to call someone?
No.
Oh, okay.
His gullibility hurts. Let's just hurry to where the others are.
Sure. Where's the court?
You didn't ask them what court the match was being held at?
No, I thought you knew.
I sigh, rubbing the bridge of my nose and counting to 10. I'll go check at the information counter. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Luckily, Saya's match is taking place in a nearby court, so it doesn't take us very long to get there. Keikun! I'm surprised to see you here. Keisuke waves unexcited at us. He seems so listless. Still feeling bad? Of course. I'm not gonna pick myself up in 20 minutes, but I have better things to do than mope. Yeah, that's the spirit. Heh, if you say so. Honestly, I was also surprised to see him here. I thought he'd have just crawled into a hole to die after the humiliating defeat he had. Shuichi! Could you please not talk about me as if I wasn't here? With how apathetic and silent you're being, you might as well not be here. Could you two stop it for just 1 minute? Sorry. They never learn, do they? Aki, how's the match going? Unlike the other two, Aki had his eyes glued to the game the whole time, watching it like a hawk. It's no surprise, really, that an aspiring player would want to watch a player of Saya's caliber.
Saya-san's winning. Quite comfortably, actually. She took the first set 6-3 and she hasn't dropped a single game in the second set.
I take a look at the scoreboard and see that the second set is currently 4-0. Wow, is every single semi-final match being super one-sided today? Seems so. Keisuke's voice is cold and detached. I can instantly tell I've stepped on his toes. Sorry. It's fine. He sighs, rubbing his nose with his eyes closed and his brows furrowed. He does this for a few seconds before turning his attention back to the game. Mizuguchi-san really is a remarkable player, though. I don't often get the chance to see her playing seriously.
Is she really that different from practice?
Oh, for sure. She's the type that can't really give her all if it's not do or die. Yeah, Saya's always been the type to thrive under pressure. The higher the stakes, the better she does. Whenever she has her back against a wall is when she's more dangerous. That's the worst kind of player to face. You're also like that sometimes, Nico-san. I am? It used to be that you were like that all the time, but someone's been slacking off for the past few years. I can't really refute that. Saya shoots a fast slice that quickly escapes from her opponent's reach, winning her the point. Game count 5-0. If she keeps this pace, it won't be much longer to have the results for this match. Honestly, if her opponent lasts another 5 minutes, I'll be surprised.
By the way, Aniki, what time is your next match?
2 p.m. We'll have time to have lunch before that. You'll have to make it an early lunch then to avoid indigestion and other problems in the middle of the match. Don't worry, Mom. I've already thought of that. As long as you're taking care of yourself, dear.
These two are weird sometimes.
Tell me about it.
Pfft, you've seen nothing. It used to be so much worse.
Will the opinionated audience please shush and get back to watching the match?
Aye, Your Majesty.
Aki does an exaggerated bow to mock me, eliciting a chuckle from both Jun and Keisuke. Aki-kun, you're still such a cute kid. Shuichi starts to pull on Aki's cheeks, making him immediately go red and try to push the bigger dog away.
Where did that come from? Stop it!
Shuichi continues to tease him, tormenting my little brother and watching him frolic in place, trying to push his hand away.
I won't say anything anymore. Please stop!
Aki might not want to admit it, but he actually enjoys being fawned over by Shuichi like this. He's only reacting like this because he's embarrassed that other people are seeing it. A very cute child indeed. Okay, Shuichi, I think that's enough. If you tease him any more than that, his head might explode.
That's the only reason why you're stopping him?
Yep. Too bad, Aki-kun. Your big bro is already my partner in crime.
No.
I put a hand on top of his head and pet him gently.
Aniki, not you too.
Shuichi and I both have so much fun toying with Aki that we completely stopped paying attention to the match.
Hey you guys, how much of the match did you see? Wait, what are you guys doing?
Saya walks up on us as Shuichi is holding Aki's arms and I'm tickling his stomach. Only then do I realize that her match is already over, and that Jun and Keisuke both distance themselves from us, and that other people are watching. Shuichi seems to realize the same thing as he quietly puts Aki down and moves away from him, clearing his throat. I straighten myself up, trying to appear serious again. So, where were we?
Aki-kun?
Yeah? Aki adjusts himself, looking down to try and hide his embarrassed face.
Do you need me to call the police on these two perverts?
What, huh?
Honestly, what are you two thinking, doing that to a kid in the middle of the public place? What the hell do you think the people seeing this would think?
Sorry, we just didn't think.
You two never think.
Never? Isn't that a little harsh?
It's fine. I'm already used to this anyway.
See, he doesn't mind. Thanks, Aki. Aki nods, still hiding his face from us.
Of course he doesn't mind. It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Please don't compare us to kidnappers.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if someone saw you two doing that, misunderstood, and decided to call the cops on you.
What? Jun-kun, not you too! I know I would have. Hey! Oh, come on. It's clear that he's my brother. Anyone can see that. Look at the family resemblance. That just makes it even worse. What? How is it worse? I don't know. It's kinda creepy. What? Aki reaches his arm up, giving me a few taps on the back of the head. Hang on, it looks like he froze again. Gonna need to restart. Haha, very funny. If we had to restart his head every time it's frozen, then we'd have to glue down the reset button. Was that supposed to be funny? I don't know. You thought gonna need to restart was funny. I'm having a hard time following this conversation. When I look up to the side, I see that both Jun and Keisuke are giving us weird looks. I'm not even bothering to follow it anymore. I'm just waiting for them to finish talking so we can go somewhere else. Gah, alright. We're sorry. Can we just drop this subject already? Saya puts a hand to her chin, as if she were thinking very hard about something. Well, I guess I can always yell at you two whenever. Sure, consider it dropped. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to go to the info desk to tell them the results of the match. Alright, how about we go out to eat at a nearby restaurant? Finals are only going to be starting at 2 p.m. Oh, sure. Sounds good. Wait for me at the entrance. Sure. We'll be there. Alright. Try to think up a place for us to eat while I'm going there. Before I can walk away with the others, Keisuke grabs my arm and pulls me aside. Hang on. I need to talk to you. Oh, sure. What's up? I'm a bit confused as to why he couldn't say whatever it is he needed to say while everyone else was here. He pauses for a few seconds, pursing his lips, but then slowly begins to talk. I want to give you some information on your opponent. There's some stuff I think would do you good if you knew. Oh, that. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've watched videos of his matches so many times already, I know everything I need to know. He shakes his head sideways. You don't really. I've also studied his videos lots of times, but I never really noticed some stuff. I'll be fine. Look, just take my word for it, okay? What's the harm in hearing me out? I don't know. It feels kinda underhanded to get information from his previous opponent. Keikun sighs, rubbing the bridge of his nose with a furrowed brow. Well, do as you like then. If you don't want to hear me, then that's just fine. Just don't complain later that you lost because you were caught by surprise. Do you really think this guy could beat me? Well, it's just... Come on, be honest here. Yes, I do think he could beat you. And not just in the in tennis no match is ever 100% way. I really can't tell who'd win. I think it'd be really close. That's... I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, I had a bad feeling watching the recordings, but I thought it was just that... a feeling. If I think logically, that guy didn't even look like he was good enough to beat Keisuke. Alright, I guess there's no harm in hearing what you have to say. But can we do this quickly? I don't want to keep the others waiting. Sure, I'll try to be brief. Okay, so the first thing you need to keep in mind, In the end, his brief explanation ended up taking over 15 minutes. Shuichi had to come back to look for us, at which point he just cut off in the middle of a sentence and refused to speak about it with the others around. So much for a briefing. Well, I guess I did manage to get some useful information. I set my bag down next to one of the benches, rummaging through its contents to make sure that everything is in order. I've managed to arrive 5 minutes early for my match, a far cry from this morning. Yuya-kun isn't here yet, though. I feel tempted to go outside and chat with everyone for a little more, but I decided that taking some time to concentrate is a better idea. Wow, it really is quiet right now. A while ago, I could still hear the distant voices of the spectators coming over to watch the match. But now, there's almost nothing. Just one whisper here and there. Hello? Yeah! My heart nearly jumps out of my chest when a strange voice comes out of nowhere, eerily close to my ear. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Yuya-kun? Huh, Yuya. Oh, that's nice. We're on a first-name basis already? Nikita laughed cheerily. Crap, I slipped up and ended up calling him by his first name. Ahem. I mean, Kokonos-kun. What are you... Nope, I don't like it. Huh? He sticks his tongue out at me, making a weird high-pitched sound. I don't like it. Just call me Yuya. But... So Nico-san, it's really nice to see you again. I knew you'd make it all the way to the finals. When I saw the draw for the tournament, I got really excited knowing that I'd face you in the finals. It gave me even more incentive to try hard. That's nice to know. I'm getting swallowed up by his pace. What is this weird sense of deja vu? Is he another Jun type of person? Rowdy and boisterous? I don't think I could deal with two of those. Excuse me, Kokonos. Yuya. He cuts me off before I can even finish saying his name. Fine, fine. Yuya-kun. Jeez, how demanding. Is it time for the match to start already, and I didn't notice? No, there's still 2 minutes left until that. I just wanted to say hi. He flashes me a big toothy grin, and I can't help but feel grumpy and annoyed. I get wanting to say hi, but interrupting another player when he's trying to concentrate? That's just dirty. I see. Well, Yuya-kun. But oh man, I can't believe I actually get to play against you. I've been looking up to you for years now. You're my idol. Yeah, but... I guess I need to apologize beforehand. You see, I kinda just copied your style, but oh, don't worry, I changed it to suit me over the years, so I'm sure... By the way, my sister totally didn't believe me. Okay, I get it, you're very excited. But Jesus, take a breather here and there. You're gonna run yourself out of air. Oh, sorry. I guess I got overexcited. I've been rehearsing what I'd say when I finally met you for reals, but I ended up getting so nervous and words kept coming out. Yeah, I get you. It can be rough dealing with nerves. Which is funny actually, because I'm usually pretty good at dealing with my nerves. This one, hey! His eyes widen a little at my sudden shout. My voice just came out much higher than I expected.
Still, Yuya-kun merely smiles, bashfully scratching his cheek. Oops, sorry. There I go running my mouth again. It's just that the last time we met, I never really got to talk to you since I was running errands with a friend. I really wanted to get to know you. Don't you think that doing it minutes before the finals is a bit of bad timing? I guess. It's just that I didn't think you'd feel like talking to me after the match. Why not? I have no problem talking to my opponents after our matches. As long as they're not a headache, that is. Well, I just didn't think you'd want to have to talk to me after I took your title from you is all. What did he just say? Wait, did you just say that? I said that I'm gonna win, yeah. Huh? People say that you should never meet your heroes, but in my case, I'm ready to kick my hero's ass. No offense. None taken. Wow. My mind has gone completely blank. I have no idea how to answer this guy. Just stand there, awkwardly gaping. Seriously, the balls of this guy. Interrupting his opponent while he's concentrating before the match just to nonchalantly call himself the winner? Listen, Yuya-kun, I really think I need some time to focus before the mat. Excuse me, Mishimaya and Kokonos. The match is about to start. Please go to the court. Oh yay, I've been looking forward to this. Yuya-kun dashes to his bag, fishing a racket from inside and rushing to the net. Perfect. I turn around to get my things from my bag and... Nika-san, good luck. I see the guy standing on the other side of the fence, directly behind my bench, enthusiastically waving at me and smiling. Nico, do your best. Nico-san, go get revenge for me. And Nikki, don't lose. Jeez, these guys. They're drawing so much attention to themselves with all this shouting. The umpire is now glaring in their overall direction, and yet they don't seem to care. Shouldn't at least one of them be at Saya's match right now? I won't let these things bother me. I smile at them, waving back with all the enthusiasm I can muster. What's important is that they're all here cheering me on, and I can't disappoint them. Making my way to the center of the court, I stand in front of the net, facing Yuya-kun directly. He continues smiling at me the whole time, which I find a little disconcerting. We shall initiate a warm-up. Players may exchange shots for 3 minutes. We both go to the opposite sides of the court. The umpire throws one of us a ball, and we begin lightly tapping it back to the other side, trying different shots. After 1.5 minutes, we switch sides, doing it all over again. Once we're done, the umpire calls us back to the center of the court. Shall we use a coin toss to decide who gets to serve? We both nod. Mishimaya will be heads, Kokonos will be tails. Heads. Mishimaya, do you wish to serve first? Yeah, I'll take the serve. Good. I'm always glad to start by serving. At least this way I can put a dent on the score first. And hopefully deal some psychological damage. In that case, I'll take...
I think I'll stay on this side of the court.
Very well. May the players take their positions then.
I'm handed 2 balls and I slip one inside my pocket. Without delay, the 2 of us prepare ourselves to start playing. I take my position behind the service line and start bouncing the ball. I take deep breaths, trying to get a feel for how my body is responding. Okay, my muscles don't seem like they're too tight right now. I guess I'm still feeling pretty good despite not getting much sleep. Time to take away this tournament in one fell swoop. I hit a flat serve, trying to go as close to the lines as I can. I'm shooting for a service ace. Yuya-kun reacts almost immediately, chasing after the ball with the agility of a wild beast. My whole body freezes up when he reaches the ball. I just can't believe that he reached it. Usually my first few serves are always no-touch aces. Yuya-kun hits the ball with full power, sending it back at a high speed. Luckily for me, the ball hits the net, never managing to cross over to my side.
15 love.
So close. Yuya-kun kicks at the ground in annoyance, looking at the ball rolling on the floor. It's only then that I snap back to reality and realize that I've been frozen in place this whole time. This is weird. I know I wasn't just underestimating him when I thought that he wouldn't be able to reach the ball, but usually whenever a new player plays against me, he needs time to adjust to my serve. This guy, he reacted instantly to one of my fastest serves as if it was nothing. In fact, the only reason he missed was because he put too much power into the ball. No, I can't let this get to me. Yuya-kun is a very intuitive player. I noticed that from the videos long ago, and Keisuke confirmed it to me this morning. You have to keep in mind that he's the type to take reckless risks. He's going to try to score with every single shot, so get ready to have him return your serves with as much power as he can, is what Keisuke said. It hadn't really hit me how true his words were until I saw this. Right now, he was definitely aiming for a return ace. If I give this guy even the tiniest of openings, he's going to blow my defenses apart. Alright, give him no quarter. I try to blow away this feeling of discomfort that's taking over me. Blow it away with my next serve. This time I go for a slice that quickly escapes to the side. If he's going to try and push me back with power, then I'll make sure to make my serve extra slippery so he won't be able to control the ball all that well. As I was expecting him to return the ball like he did the last time, my whole body tensed up in anticipation, preparing to start running in whatever direction he sent the ball. Instead, and to my surprise, Yuya-kun froze as soon as the ball began to curve, merely watching it as it passed him by. Huh? Wow, it curves that much? Didn't look like that in the videos.
30 love.
Gah, I was so busy admiring the shot that I forgot to return it. Yuya-kun immediately ran back to his receiving position to prepare himself for the next serve. This guy is really odd. Ugh, no distractions. I gotta keep my head in the game. If the spin on the last serve caught him by surprise, then how about... I try to impart as much topspin as I can into my next serve.
The ball should bounce closer to the net and then kick up at a sharp angle. If he isn't careful, he might miss the timing to return. Just as I imagined, Yuya-kun completely misses the timing and ends up hitting the air with his racket. I think I'm dimly aware of the fact that I'm gaping right now.
40 love.
The Akita pouts, fiddling with the strings of his racket. Was that first return just a fluke? It didn't look like it, but... well, it doesn't matter right now. It looks like I'll be able to run away with the first game, so I should just focus on that.
First set won by Mishimaya. Game count 6-4.
Huh, that went well. I throw myself on top of my bench, taking the opportunity to sip on some of the energy drinks that I brought with me. This is weird. His way of playing has left me completely confused. There are times when he seems like he might completely overwhelm me, and then, out of nowhere, that feeling fades. I still feel incredibly uncomfortable playing against him, but it seems like I had no reason to. To be honest, I don't even know how he could have beaten Keikun so easily. I can imagine the two having a close match, but not overwhelming defeat. And yet, the fur on my neck is still standing on attention. Every nerve in my body is telling me to be careful. I feel like I'm being hunted by a wild animal. Looking over to Yuya-kun, I can't even see his face as he's completely covered his head with a towel. He's tapping his leg a lot. Is he nervous? Maybe his nerves have been getting to him and he hasn't been able to play his best. Well, regardless, my only concern right now should be winning this. If I can take the second set as easily as I did the first, then this match shouldn't last one more hour.
It's time. Will the players please return to the court?
Those are some quick 2 minutes. Well, Yuya-kun should be the one to serve next. As soon as my eyes meet up with Yuya's, my whole body tenses up. His eyes are completely different from before. His pupils have dilated so much. He really does look like a wild beast right now. Is this all just because of his focus? Because if so, that's some serious concentration power right there. Just to err on the side of caution, I decide to take one step back for this first serve. I'd be giving up my super offensive position, but at least I'll have more time to react to his serve. I take my position and prepare myself. Once it's clear that we're both ready to resume play, Yuya-kun tosses the ball up high to start his serve and... Huh? What just happened? Just like that, everyone has suddenly gone silent. Yuya-kun's positioning. Wait, he already served? I turn around and see the ball stuck in one of the fence's chain links. What? How is the ball already there? How could he serve so fast? I barely had time to react to it. That serve was just as fast as Murasaki-san's fastest serve. Even the umpire seems to be at a loss. He's staring at the ball completely dumbfounded. Hey, shouldn't you be making the call? Yuya-kun calls his attention and only then does he seem to snap back to reality.
Right. I'm sorry. 15 love.
Did you see how fast that ball went?
Holy shit, it was even faster than Nico's! How can a no-name player serve that fast? And he's pretty good too! The crowd is suddenly being so noisy. It's like a dam suddenly broke and now their voices are even louder than before. I can barely hear my own thoughts over all the voices. Silence, please. The match will resume. At the umpire's behest, the spectators stopped shouting so much. But it looks like Yuya-kun wasn't bothered by it in the slightest. In fact, it's almost as if he didn't notice them at all. He was already in his position, ready to serve again. His concentration is really scary. Shit, I'm starting to feel uneasy again. What the hell was with that serve? Is he going to start serving like that every time now? What was even the catalyst? That's too sudden a change to have come out of nowhere. Nico-san seems to be struggling a lot to keep up with his opponent. Even though he was doing so well in the first set, it seems as if with every passing point, it becomes harder and harder for him to keep up. Shit, it's really starting. Starting? What do you mean? I turned to look at Keisuke-san, confused by his words. It's the same thing that happened to you, isn't it, Urushihara? Yeah, I thought that wouldn't happen again since Kokonos didn't show any signs of it in the first set, but... Didn't show any signs of what? What's going on? So this is what it was. Even Akiyoshi-kun mumbled something out. When I looked over to him, his face was scrunched up in a look of worry. Even you, Akiyoshi-kun? What are you guys talking about? Just then, the sound of the ball hitting the fence echoed loudly, making me yelp. Game won by Kokonos, 4-1. Oh, so you noticed it too, Mishimaya-san. Akiyoshi-kun nodded. To be honest, I didn't notice anything at first. But I walked in on Aniki watching his videos quite frequently, and sometimes I stuck around to watch them too. Aniki was always going on about having a bad feeling whenever he watched them, and kept saying that he felt like something was wrong. I didn't really understand what he was going on about. But seeing it in person is a whole nother story. What's wrong? Is there something wrong with the match? His switch is flipped. His switch? Shuichi-san nodded without offering any other explanation. Can't someone just tell me what's going on here? Not exactly, but I suppose that's one way to put it. The thing is, it's really hard to notice watching from a video, but seeing it in person allows you to notice a lot of new details that you couldn't otherwise. And playing against him allows you to notice even more. But then again, Nico-san has always been a little slow on the uptake, so maybe he hasn't realized yet. To put it bluntly, Kokonos is improving as the match goes along. Improving? You mean he's getting better? Keisuke-san nods. He looks almost somber. At a very rapid pace, I might add. The same thing happened when I played against him. At first, I wasn't having much trouble against him, but then out of nowhere, as if he had flipped a switch, he changed completely. From this point on, his reactions are going to start getting faster and faster. His shots are going to get stronger and much more accurate,
and strategies will start failing against him one after the other. It's as if he entered a state of rapid growth in the middle of the match. I've heard that very talented players could do that, but I'd never seen it in person before.
Wait. So you're saying that, like, he's learning how to deal with Nico-san? Just like that?
Game won by Kokonos, 5-3.
The three of them seem to be so focused on the match that they're not even paying attention to what I'm saying anymore.
Damn it, this hurts to watch.
Hey. I wave my hands in front of Keisuke-san's face to try and get his attention. He grabs my wrists and pushes my hands down.
Yes, this is exactly what I'm saying. I tried to tell Nico-san before the match, but he just dismissed my worries, saying that there's no way something like that could happen in real life. Pfft, figures. He's such a thick-headed idiot sometimes. Not to mention the lack of self-awareness. He used to be that exact type of player. Yeah, now that you mention it, I guess I caught a few glimpses of it when those players visited us from the US, but nothing at this level.
Shuichi-san nods.
When Morisaki visited, Nico definitely took a few steps forward, but he's nowhere near the level he was back in junior high. It's like he's been staggering ever since. He used to be just like this boy he's playing against right now. He'd improved tremendously whenever he played against a strong opponent. Back then, he always had this look on his face as if he were having loads of fun. The harder the match, the better.
I tried taking a better look at his face, but I can't see any of what Shuichi-san is talking about. To me, it just looks like he's in pain. Shuichi-san nods again. He's crossing his arms so tightly that his claws are starting to leave scratch marks on his own skin. Wow, Shuichi-san, stop that! I pull his arms apart and he takes some time to examine them. Good. Looks like he didn't get so far as to break the skin. There's no bleeding.
Oh, I didn't even notice. But yeah, right now, Nico is a completely different guy from who he was 3 years ago. In fact, watching his opponent reminds me of how he used to play a lot more than watching him does. It's ironic.
I don't really remember a lot from 3 years ago. My memories are kind of fuzzy. I guess I wasn't very attentive back then, but I remember Aniki started to grow more and more frustrated ever since his first year in junior high. Eventually, he just gave up. But he didn't have the guts to admit that he gave up, so he kept trying in name only.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Nico's skills have barely improved at all since 3 years ago. When Morisaki came from the US and again when he started partnering up with Arushihara, I thought that maybe he'd turn around, but he always went right back to the starting point as soon as it felt like the spark might have been coming back. Crap. He's getting really overwhelmed by Kokonos right now. If he doesn't do something quick...
Huh? Well, I wasn't looking. I hear a sound as if something had been dropped. When I turn to look, everyone's faces are plastered with shock.
Damn it, what's going on here? The first set was so easy, but now he feels like a completely different person. His reactions have been steadily getting faster since the beginning of the second set. It's been getting harder and harder to score points.
It's like he's suddenly leveled up in every single parameter by a whole lot. I'm stuck in a defending position about 3 steps away from the baseline. From where I am, I have no hope of counterattacking. I'm just trying to stick out the point for as long as I can in the hopes that I can turn this around. Yuya-kun hits another ball full of topspin directly to my backhand. Am I just imagining things, or has he been aiming for my backhand a whole lot more since the start of the second set? Shit. Has he realized that I don't have much accuracy with it? Not only that, his topspin shots are different somehow. The timing to returning them has gotten a lot more tricky. It's like every single shot has a wildly different amount of spin from the last. When I think I finally got the hang of it, he changes things up completely and I'm back to square one. Gah. My legs are feeling heavy. This set has been a lot more physically draining than the last one. There's no comparison. And he's already broken my serve. If I can't find a way to break his right this instant, then there's no hope of me winning the second set. 5-3. He really drew himself a huge lead while I was too shocked to react. I don't get what's happening here, and in the middle of all this action, I barely have time to think. I can't even come up with a strategy to get out of this. Well, not that I've ever been good with strategies to begin with. I'm unable to reach a particularly strong shot he launched at the open court. The ball smashes against the fence, making it echo with the sound of metal. 40 love. Shit. Fuck, damn it. I can barely even stand right now. How do I get so tired? He's been running me around, the bastard. I'm heaving to lead forward and gasp for some air to come into my lungs. And breathing burns so much right now. Are you alright? Damn, the umpire's looking my way. He looks like he's genuinely worried. I'm fine. Just a bit winded. He nods. I quickly get back to my position before he has the chance to chastise me for the delay. Even if he is sympathetic to me, the rules are the rules. It's my own fault for not handling my stamina very well. But, God, to be running on fumes by the end of the second set, all of a sudden, it looks like I'm in a pinch. I give a signal to Yuya-kun, telling him that I'm ready to continue. His face is almost like stone right now. I can't read him at all. Before, I could tell every little thing he was feeling because of how expressive his face was. Now, there's nothing. He's completely unreadable. Ah shit, he started to serve while I wasn't paying attention. I need to run to the ball. Shit, I've got to reach it. That serve doesn't look like it was very powerful. Looks like he put a lot of topspin on the ball to try and catch me by surprise. No way I'm letting this one go through. I managed to get the ball just in time to... Ah! Shit. Fuck, I didn't even notice. I wasn't holding my racket right. Only half of my hand was gripping it, and the force of the ball ended up making it fly off. Game and set won by Kokonos. Game count 6-3. Damn it, this was my fault. I got so hung up on trying to figure out what was happening that I stopped paying attention to what I was doing.
I lean down to pick up my rack. Ow! I immediately jump back, holding my thumb as a sharp pain shoots from it. Yuya-kun and the umpire immediately notice my pained yelp. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm just... Ow! Shit, I think I hurt my finger when the racket flew out of my hand. I think I sprained my thumb when the racket flew off my hand. Could you help me apply some taping? Of course. The fox quickly got down from his chair, picking up a first aid kit that was stored under it and rushing to my side as I sat down on the bench. Ouch, damn it, this hurts. I'm no doctor, but this definitely looks like a sprain. Would you like to ask for a medical timeout on top of the set break? Yeah, if you'd be so kind. The umpire quickly applies a very tight taping to my finger and gets back on his chair. We shall be taking a 3-minute break after this timeout due to a medical issue. Good thing this is only a prefectural level tournament. If this were nationals, I don't think the umpire would have even bothered to help me with the taping. Shit, my finger feels really rigid and painful. Are you alright? Yuya-kun pops up, looking down at me with worry. Oh, now he has expressions again? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a sprain. I'm so sorry. I put too much... Hey, it's alright. This isn't your fault. I wasn't paying attention to my grip. I was barely even holding onto the racket at that point. It would have probably fallen out of my hand on the next swing anyway. Okay. Jeez, stop looking down at me with such worried eyes. It's hard to think of you as an opponent when you're acting so kind towards me. Even though I've already dismissed his concerns, he continues to just stand there, looking at me. Yuya-kun? Yeah? Shouldn't you sit down and use the break to manage your stamina? Ah, sorry. Am I making you uncomfortable by standing so close? Oh, I guess he noticed. A little bit, yeah. Sorry, I'll get out of your hair, but if you need any help, you can call me. I wasn't expecting that. Guess he really is a nice guy, if a little too enthusiastic. I get the feeling that I've said these same words about someone else not too long ago. Nico? Yeah? My attention is snapped back to my surroundings when I hear a voice calling my name. This is the 3rd time I've called you already. Are you alright? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Is it time already? Yes, please hurry back to the court. I don't want to have to give you a time violation. Sorry. I'll get to it. Okay, deep breath. Just try to pick up the racket. Are you alright? Shit, guess he noticed me flinching when I picked it up, huh? I'll be fine. It's just a little tender, that's all. It'll pass. At least I hope it will. The umpire nods, still frowning with worry. God, I really hope this doesn't get in the way of me playing. We will now resume the match. Mishimaya will take the first serve. Alright, deep breaths. Did he just drop his racket? Seemed more like it was blowing off his hand. He's hurt.
Nico-san reaches down to pick up his racket, but immediately drops it again, clutching his hand. Did he hurt his wrist?
Doesn't look like it. Looks more like it was his hand. It's still not good. Do you think he's going to be okay? Who cares? I can't believe Mishimaya lost a set. I can't believe a player I've never heard about before has taken a set away from him.
The not at all subtle whispers of the other people in the audience are easily heard by us. All three of the guys I'm with have their faces scrunched up in varying levels of anger and annoyance. What's the big deal about it? Isn't it normal to lose sets sometimes?
You don't get it. It is a big deal in this case.
Why?
Aniki has never dropped a single set in the prefectural level tournaments. Not even once in the past 6 years.
What? Is that even possible? Shuichi-san nods, his eyes stuck in Nico-san's figure as he receives medical aid from the referee?
It's pretty difficult for sure. It helps that Saitama isn't exactly filled to the brim with strong players. Other than Nico, Urushihara was the best that our prefecture had to offer. Hey! Sorry, what I meant to say is that the difference in skill is absurd. Up until now, Nico was considered the best tennis player to ever come from the Saitama prefecture. Up until 3 years ago, he was considered the best to ever come from Kanto. He was Japan's child star. There were tons of experts banking on him making a professional debut before he even finished high school. People expected him to make it big, as in World Top 10 big. Those plans kinda took a backseat when his play started to deteriorate a few years ago.
Didn't all this stuff happen before you met him, Keisuke-san? How do you know about all this? Keisuke-san looks away, fumbling for an answer.
Yeah, Urushihara, tell us. You acted as if you barely even knew anything about Nico when we first met you. How come you suddenly know this much? It was on the news all the time, okay? I just didn't think it was relevant to mention back then. I see.
He doesn't sound sincere at all.
Can you two stop bickering and just pay attention on what's going on? The medical timeout is about to end. They're going to start playing again. Sorry, my bad.
Did they really just get chastised by a 12-year-old? Nico-san, please hang in there.
Just try to ignore the pain as much as I can. If I let this bother me too much, I won't be able to concentrate on the match. Yuya-kun has already gotten to his position. For someone who was clearly worried not a few minutes ago, his face is now maddeningly blank. Geez, is there a switch on him that he can just flip whenever he wants to get like that? And where do I get one like that? Ouch! Shit, that hurt a bit. I froze for a second after serving. I can't let myself be delayed. Fault. I guess I messed up on the last second when the pain shot up and ended up missing. No worries, I still got one more try. But I can't be too risky with my second serve.
so I'll stay away from a high-power shot. Instead, I'll go with a low bounce slice that curves a little to the side. It won't have any crazy amount of spin, but this is the best I can do without being reckless. Just like in the second set, his reaction is almost instant. The moment he ascertains the direction of my shot, he's already on his way. My serve wasn't particularly fast, so he could reach it with no issues. Yuya-kun returns with a cross. I was already running to the center of the court, so this forces me to do a double take. Ha! Shit, this hurts. The ball flies straight into the net. Love 15. I'll have to be more careful with my shots. If I try to pull away from the swing because of my finger, I'll end up missing my target. Alright, don't mind it. I take a few more deep breaths before serving again. This time, I go with a very risky topspin shot. Since I haven't managed to score any aces with my flats and the timing of those is too unpredictable, I'll sacrifice immediate scoring ability in favor of an advantage on the rally. If I can get his return to be even a little bit off, that could be the advantage I need to get the point. Ha! Yuya-kun sends the ball back with a strong, flat straight. But I can see it. His return was just a little shallow. If I can capitalize on this, then I should be able to score. You might be playing better than usual, but I've already recomposed myself for the most part. You're not catching me by surprise like you did in the second set. If it's a power contest, I should still win. Gah. There's no way I would miss the moment when his stance would crumble. Strike. 15 all. Yes! I do a little fist pump to celebrate the point. This is good. Yuya-kun caught me by surprise in the second set, and the shock of it caused my play to worsen. But I've had time to recompose myself. Even if he's reacting faster, I can still contend. I won't let him overwhelm me, no matter how much he improves during the... Wait. Improve? Isn't that what Keisuke was telling me before the match? Right around the beginning of the fourth game, he started to improve a lot. Improve? As in, he focused more? No. I mean, he was literally improving. He was leveling up, if that makes it any easier for you to understand. I watched his skills grow right in the middle of the match. What? That's ridiculous. I'm telling you what I saw. Keikun, growth is something that takes a long time. It would be hours of practice before you could even notice a difference. And you're talking about the guy improving dramatically out of nowhere? You had to have been imagining things. I told you, that's what I saw. Hey, you two, what's taking you guys so long? Right. I thought that there was no way someone could improve right in the middle of a match, but it turns out I was wrong. Can't wait for this match to be over so I can get Keisuke's "I told you so" face. Well, if that's what's happening, then there isn't much I can do to counter that. If it's not a matter of strategy, then no matter how much I strategize, I can't overcome it. But that's only if he ends up becoming better than me.
I get the feeling that as far as skill is concerned, I'm still ahead. I'll just do my best to settle this quickly. Stalling would be counterintuitive at this point. The longer I let this match go on, the more he'll improve. In that case, if I want to settle this fast, then I have to make an extra push. Forget about the risks, just barely control the ball enough so that it goes in. And hit him with a serve filled with 120% power. The ball flashed straight into the net, not even close to going over it. Oops. Fault. I guess that was a bit too risky. No, this is good. This is exactly what I have to do right now. Yuya-kun has taken a step forward. Anyone would expect their opponent to go with a lower risk approach on their second serve. In that case... Safety be damned. Hit it even harder. What? He attempts a swing to return the ball, but his racket only comes into contact with air. Did it go in? Was that one good? We both look up at the umpire with anticipation. He looks conflicted, as if he's struggling to make the call. Eventually, he opens his mouth and... Double fault. 15-30. No! Before I can control myself, I shouted out loud, with both of them turning to look at me in surprise. Do you have a problem with my call? No, I was just a reflex. Sorry. I can't even look up at him right now. My eyes are glued to my feet. I feel like a kid who just tried to defy his parents. Very well. If you'd please, carry on with your next serve. Oh, right. I completely forgot. Sighing, I attempt to recompose myself. I shouldn't tarry much longer, but I always have a few seconds between serves. Right now, trying to avoid piling up more stress is the right call. Double faulting is one of the most stressful things in tennis. If I let that stress mount up, eventually I won't be able to handle it and I'll be crushed. Before this can happen, I have to let it out of my system. Breathe in, breathe out. In through my nose, feel the air going all the way down to my lungs, and then out through the mouth. In, out. Nico, you've already taken 15 seconds. Take 15 more and I'll have to issue you a time violation. It's alright. I'm all done. I feel better right now, at least. And even if I did get the violation, it wouldn't be too bad. I have to make sure my head is in the right place. I'm not allowed to make any more mistakes. 15-30. If I screw up here, he'll hold the break point. If he breaks my first serve of the set and gets ahead, I'm not sure that I'd be able to catch up. In that case, even if it would be the logical choice, I'll forgo a conservative approach. This match is going to be about guts. I shouldn't be afraid to take risks, even if it failed me the last time. I hit a powerful topspin shot. Instead of tightly aiming close to the lines, I'll be satisfied as long as the ball goes in. It went in! Yuya-kun managed to return, but he was caught off guard by that shot. Right now, I have the advantage. Use the time it takes him to recover and... What? Serve and volley? Strike! Yeah! I slammed the ball straight down. From my position, right on top of the net, there was no way I could miss. Yuya-kun doesn't have time to reach for the ball as it flies away on the opposite direction. 30 all. Yes! I lift both of my hands up towards the sky, shouting out in joy. It worked! My high-risk strategy worked! Now I just have to take care to make sure it keeps working. Or so I'd like to say. But even I know that constantly taking risks like these wouldn't be feasible. Instead, I'll make sure to pepper these high-risk shots together with a more conservative pace. If I can break away from a highly defensive stance straight into a strong attack, I just might confuse him. If he's going to get used to my playstyle, then I just have to overwhelm him with different attack patterns so he doesn't figure out which one I'm going to go with next. Huh, that's funny. I'm starting to feel like Keikun here. Is this what it feels like to use your brains? I get back to the service line to try this again, but... Huh? Yuya-kun? He's just standing in the center of the court.
Kokonos, is everything alright?
His face is incredibly somber. He's just staring off into the ground. Is he looking at where my last shot landed?
Kokonos, please get into position so we can resume the match.
What? Is he seriously not hearing the umpire? I can already see the fox's face scrunching up. He's starting to get annoyed.
Kokonos, it's already been 15 seconds. 15 more and it will be a time violation.
He's seriously not responding at all. Is he alright? The umpire continues to stare at him for what feels like an eternity.
Kokonos, it's been 30 seconds. I'm issuing you a time violation.
What? If he gets another time violation, he'll lose the point. And yet he still hasn't even acknowledged the umpire's existence. He's just staring at the ground with a really dark look on his face. Yuya-kun! My sudden shout makes both the umpire and Yuya jump in surprise. What? Oh, Mishimaya-san, is something the matter? Wait, Mr. Umpire, why are you glaring at me like that?
Kokonos, I've issued you a time violation. You have 5 seconds to get back to your positions before I give you another one.
Huh? What about the call? He called you tons of times. Just get back to your position already. Oh, really? Sorry, I'll get right back to it. He runs back to his spot, waving at me to signal that he's ready. What the hell was that? Was he focusing so much that he didn't even hear us? Just how weird can this guy get? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just ignore it for now and focus on playing. This time, I go for a very slow slice, focusing on adding more spin and careful aim than brute force. Even if I can't make his stance crumble just from that, hopefully I'll catch him off guard and make it so his return is imperfect. A perfect return. His ball went super deep in the court, almost touching the baseline. If it's like this, then we'll be locked in a battle of ground strokes. I feel like I should have an advantage on those,
but for some reason, I've been struggling to make a dent in his form for the past set. He's not letting up. Each and every one of his shots is aiming to score the point. Even when I think I've got him in a bad position, he still goes in for the kill regardless of the risks. I know that I can be pretty reckless at times, but this guy is on a whole new level. He's taking risks left and right. Every single shot he makes has a pretty considerable chance of missing. And yet, they all go in. What is happening? He's starting to push me back little by little. If I let this point go for longer, then the chances of me recovering are going to drop considerably. And yet, should I just give up on this point and focus on the next one? But then we'll be stuck on a deuce, and that's really not the place I want to be in right now. If I have no choice but to lose the point now or later, then I'm just going to take another stupid risk. I'll go with the drop shot. Huh? Worked! Yuya-kun froze for just a second. Even though he managed to return the ball, he's now in a bad position. Not only that, his return wasn't deep or powerful. I can counter it. Ha! My shot hits the floor on the other side of the court, far from his reach. Game won by Mishimaya, 1-0. Yes, that's how it's done. What? The crowd is really noisy today. Actually, aren't there more people here than usual? Is anyone even watching the girls' final? The sides of the court are so packed with people that I can barely see beyond them. I know this is a big tournament for our prefecture, but it's still a local one. Why are there so many people here on a Sunday? Mishimaya? Oh, sorry. Crap, I'm wasting time. Alright, I've got to be extra prepared for his serves. Out of all of the areas he's been improving on, the serve is the most dangerous. They keep getting faster and more precise. If I'm even a second late, I won't be able to reach it. Yuya-kun is quietly bouncing the ball over and over on his side of the court. It terrifies me a little when I think of him serving again. I couldn't touch him at all during the serve games on the last set, and if I can't break his serve, then... I don't want to even think about it. Yuya-kun finally grips the ball in his hand, lifting his head to look at me with a glare so fierce that I feel as if it could cut me down. I took 2 steps back from my usual attacking position. If I step back even further, then I'll be completely stuck on defense. But if I'm not careful, I don't know whether I should attack or defend. While I'm too busy being distracted, Yuya-kun serves. Gosh, shit, don't get distracted after giving him the okay signal. I managed to reach the ball at the last possible second, just barely tapping it over to the other side of the court. Ha! But Yuya-kun quickly runs up to the net, settling the point with a smash. 15-love. Stupid. So incredibly stupid. Why did I have to get distracted right now of all times? His first serve of the set is the most critical moment for me. If I manage to disturb his rhythm here, I could potentially set him back for the rest of the set. Now I lost my chance. That serve is going to serve as a confidence boost, and he's going to carry it to the next ones. I have to take him down before he manages to build up on it. Yuya-kun takes his next serve, a strong, flat slice attacking my backhand. So he's still going after that, huh? Since I don't have as much precision with my backhand, I tend to drop the power of those shots to avoid making unnecessary errors. Yuya-kun is specifically targeting that, pinning me to a specific side of the court so I can't counterattack. Well, if I'm looking for a chance to attack, it's now. If I'm going to do something to break the cycle, then it should be... here! One extra step. It was probably the hardest one to take, but I take that one extra step to circle around his shot and hit it with my forehand. Against a weaker opponent, that one extra step would be all it takes to score that point. A risky, high-level technique to perfectly return on a turnaround. It would be perfect against a weaker opponent. Ha! Yuya-kun easily reaches that shot, almost as if he were expecting it. Just as I begin running to the other side of the court to defend against a powerful shot, I notice that the ball... What? The ball is dropping? I remain frozen in place, merely watching the ball bounce on the floor, right next to the net. Yuya-kun returned my counterattack with a drop shot. I was so forced on defending from another powerful attack that I completely disregarded the possibility of a drop shot. To be honest, I just couldn't imagine someone like him having such delicate technique as to hit a perfect drop shot like that. It was my mistake to overlook it. 30 love. If I don't come up with something quick, this is how the rest of the set is going to go. And going by the fact that my legs are shaking, I don't think that my stamina would last through a tiebreak. I have to find a way to break his serve, and to hold mine. Easier said than done. Ha! Yuya-kun hits another flat shot with an unbelievable angle. Even shots that seem downright impossible, he continues to put away with ease. He barely makes any mistakes, even though the difficulty of his shots is ramping up considerably. Even though I'm playing my best and my mind is completely clear and focused, even though I'm at my peak, I can barely keep up anymore. Game 1 by Kokonos. 5-all. I'm exhausted. My legs are quivering, barely able to stand. I've made it this far purely on guts. But guts can only get you so far, and now I'm running on fumes. It's my turn to serve again. If I lose this game, all he needs to do is keep his next serve to win. The pressure is at an all-time high. Why is it that, at such an important time, my hands feel so cold? So cold. I can't feel my hands anymore. Shit. I'm starting to crumble under the pressure. Me? Losing to the pressure? You've gotta be kidding me. But this feels just like my matches against Takagi. Just remembering that guy, remembering all those humiliating defeats. I can't see straight. Everything is a blur. Crap, and now my hands are sweaty too. I'm having a hard time just holding onto my racket. Mishimaya, please hurry up to your position. I'm getting called. Shit. Calm down, Nico. You faced worse. Just breathe. But if I lose this tournament here... No, don't think like that. What should I do? It'll be no good if I just try to power through it. If I don't take the time to recompose myself, I could end up making a mistake. And doing that so late in the match, it could spell out the end. I need to build up on a point more than anything. If I lose the point because I chose a bad strategy, my morale will tank. I can't let that stress carry on with me. Right now, I need to relax. Just breathe in as much as I can. Feel the air filling up my lungs. And hold it in for a few seconds. Then let it all out. Focus on my muscles one at a time. First my feet, then my calves. From the sole of my feet to the tip of my fingers, all the way up to my head. Feel them relaxing one by one. Mishimaya, it's been 30 seconds. I'm issuing you a time violation. Ignore the umpire's call for now. I haven't gotten a violation so far, so this one won't do me anything. I have 14 more seconds before he has to issue me another one. I'll use every single one of those seconds to make sure that I'm as relaxed as I can be. I need my mind to be as clear as possible. This is it. I'm all out of time. I'm sorry for taking so long. I'm ready now. The umpire stares at me with a frown. Hey, sorry man. I have to do what I have to do. I might not be 100% relaxed, but my mind is definitely a lot clearer. I can't really analyze Yuya-kun like Kei-kun would, but... Now that I think about it, I distinctively remember one small detail. It was really minor, so I never stopped to pay attention to it before. But now that I think about it, whenever I hit a quick, flat shot to his backhand, he always returned it with a cross slice. Maybe I can capitalize on that. Either way, I won't know until I try. I try to hit a strong flat, making sure to correct for my aim. 70% power should suffice. I try to hit as close to the line as possible to force Yuya-kun into using his backhand. As soon as he starts to run for the ball, I prepare myself. If I run too soon, he'd just correct the course and would shoot for the other side instead. I have to wait until he's just about to hit and can't change the direction of his shot anymore. It's a gamble, but I'll bet my chips on this. Now! Yuya-kun hits a cross slice just as I predicted. I'd begun to run a split second before he made contact with the ball. If it's like this, I have ample time to get ready. I cut into the ball's path. I'll return it as a half volley. I'll position myself just in the center of the court, and I'll aim for the farthest corner on his side. Go! What? Before he even has time to react, the shot that he was so confident on was suddenly returned to him at the worst possible time. The ball passes with no contest, bouncing on top of the baseline and flying straight for the fence. Yes! I did it! I managed to come with a strategy and carry it to completion. I'm still in the running. Looks like Yuya-kun has noticed what I did just now, and he doesn't look at all happy about it. Heh, sucks to be you. I'll just have to carry this momentum forward before he can recompose himself and catch up to me. I'll pummel him with another strong shot. Since the start of the match, I've been cycling through my serves very evenly, but there's one thing I haven't done even once during the whole game. Consecutive quick flat serves. What? No matter how I look at it, Yuya-kun's reaction was way too fast. This is beyond the realms of just reacting. Did he predict my shot? Not only that, his return was incredibly risky, returning a strong flat with another strong flat on such a tight course. He was aiming towards the open space on the other side of the court, but he also aimed just short of the service line. The angle is so absurd that just the idea of using that to return a flat shot boggles my mind. This guy doesn't just have guts, he's completely crazy. Ugh, damn it, if I don't run. What? Ow, ow, ow. Mishimaya, are you alright? Yeah, I just tripped, that's all. What the hell did I even trip on? Do I have any bruises anywhere? No, everything seems to be in order. Phew, good thing I didn't hurt myself. That would have been a pathetic way to lose a match. 15 all. Ugh, and that cost me the point too. Shrug it off, that was a fluke. Although, if I'm being completely honest, my chances of getting it after that super sharp flat were pretty low. Huh? Yuya-kun is really close to the net. And why is he looking at me like that? Huh? Is there dirt on me or something? Yuya-kun? If you're trying to catch me by surprise, then you really shouldn't telegraph your next move. Huh? Honestly, consecutive quick flats. From the last point, it was already obvious that you were trying to put more thought into your play. If I take that into consideration, of course you'd want to catch me by surprise with your serve. In that case, you'd go with the one combination you've done the least during the day. Consecutive quick flats. That would have been a good idea if it weren't so obvious. Please, take me more seriously than that. He then immediately turns around, walking back to his spot on the court. What just happened? What was that about? Was he trying to rile me up? No, it didn't feel like it. This guy really doesn't make much sense. Oh well, none of that matters right now. 15 all. My situation isn't half bad right now. Even if it were tied, I'm still doing fairly good right now. Now that my mind is focused again, I can see the court much more clearly. My body also seems to move more quickly. There's not as much wasted energy. I didn't even notice how stiff my body had gotten before. Pressure is really scary. Now that I think about it, even though I've been in high pressure situations tons of times, I never once managed to overthrow my pressure, did I? I always just try to ignore it and play through it. I really am pathetic. Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with it as long as I recognize my mistakes.
When I think about it, I really do have a penchant for giving up without trying everything, don't I? I was ready to give up on this match just because it got a little bit rough. When in reality, the situation wasn't nearly as hopeless as I thought it out to be. I can still win this as long as I do my best. It's been so long since I've played a real high-stakes match. I was always beaten so easily by Takagi that I never really got to enjoy it. Facing someone that's so evenly matched with me, not knowing whether I'm going to win or not. This feeling is amazing! My body is moving so much more lightly, even more than when the match started. Even though I can feel the fatigue growing, everything just feels so smooth. The rotation of my joints, the movement of my legs, my swings. I feel like it's all so much easier than before, as if a weight has suddenly been lifted from my back. This feeling is so familiar. This just might be how I used to play before. It's been so long since I've felt so comfortable playing tennis.
30-15.
I scored the point before I noticed it. What? My body is moving on its own. Even though my mind is drifting off in other thoughts, my body is moving almost on instinct alone. Even before my mind can decide on the best path to take, my body is already doing it. Yuya-kun's face is so scrunched up right now. I guess he must really be struggling to keep up. The more we go on like this, the lighter I feel. This is just too much fun. It's like we were tethering on the edge, too evenly matched for one of us to really pull ahead. But right now, I definitely have the upper hand. Yuya-kun's shots are becoming more and more forceful. He's trying to stay on the offensive even when he's being pressured. That's commendable effort on his part. I can't help just how much he reminds me of myself. Even when he's being pushed, his eyes are always sharp and full of life. Even if he's frustrated, he's still enjoying himself. I used to play like that before. I had forgotten what that feeling was like. I missed it. Once again, my shot paints the lines. It's scary just how much my control has improved right now. I keep firing off risky shot after risky shot, and yet they all seem to fall inside the court.
40-15.
Even the pain in my finger has become just a little buzz that I relegate to the back of my head. It's not important right now, and it doesn't bother me much. You've got to be kidding me. Yuya-kun seems to be getting really frustrated over the sudden turn the match has taken. I would be too. In fact, I think this mirrors the development we had at the start of the second set. He's probably feeling the same way I was. Perplexed, scared, in denial. Serves him right. If he raises the bar, then all that's left for me to do is to raise it higher. I've never really thought much while playing, but man, it's really weird to be playing almost on automatic. Yuya-kun returns a rather forceful topspin shot to the open area of the court. That would have been a decent shot, if it weren't for the fact that I was totally waiting for it. Once he started to get pressured, his playstyle became a lot more simple. Before, he had at least mixed and matched his shots and trajectories a little, just enough so I couldn't predict them. Now, all he does is fire a high-power shot to one side and then the other. He's trying to have me run left and right, but it's become such a tedious and predictable strategy that I can easily anticipate it. I'll show him once again that I'm more than just a pile of muscle. I can also add a delicate touch when I need. What? As if threading a needle, I try my hand at some really precise control that I'm usually not capable of. I gently tap the ball over the net, adding some spin so that it will bounce backwards once it hits the ground. The ball skirts the top of the net, just a few millimeters away from grazing it. He doesn't even make it halfway across the court by the time the ball stops bouncing, gently rolling across the ground. Game won by Mishimaya, 6-5. Just like that, the crowd erupts in cheers. I guess they're getting excited now that I'm in top form. Hell, I'm getting excited too. I'm glad we switched sides before my serve. He won't have any time to recompose himself before he has to serve. Right now, I've got the ball rolling. If things keep going this way, I'm sure to win. But that doesn't mean I'm allowed to get reckless. I'll keep a close eye on him and I'll be wary of any changes. He's changed once during the match, so there's no reason to believe he won't change again. Watch him closely and just try to react as fast as possible to whatever he might do. A wide slice? It's like I thought. The more pressure I put on him, the more he attempts to fall back to the shots he's most comfortable with. The number of slices he's used has skyrocketed since the last game, and now it's translating to his serves too. Once again, he returns my topspin shot with another slice. Does he think the irregular bounce or the sliding motion of the slice will somehow throw me off? It doesn't really make sense. In terms of throwing me off my rhythm, that topspin forehand with an irregular bounce was much better at doing that job. But I guess he's not as comfortable using that as he is the slice. I'll try to mix and match the angles of my shots too. Instead of shooting for the baseline again, I'll shoot for a quick cross-court flat at a sharp angle. Good, that seems to have caught him off guard. Yuya-kun freezes for just a second and... Love 15. Score! This strategy just might actually bring me to victory. At this point, Yuya-kun is so riled up, the odds of him recovering from this are very low. As long as he continues playing this over-aggressive, his attack pattern will remain predictable. In that case, I should have no difficulty coming up with ways to counterattack. Just like last time, Yuya-kun comes at me with another slice, this time aiming for the center instead of going wide. The shot is even faster than the last one, but the spin is much weaker. As far as slices go, this certainly isn't one of the best. I return with a quick cross-court shot. This catches him off guard as he had already begun running towards the open court. He's forced to break mid-dash and run the other way. Yuya-kun manages to reach the ball, hitting another crazy angled shot. Unfortunately for him, his body balance was completely thrown off, causing his shot to fly straight into the net. Love 30. 2 more points. I just need 2 more points to win. Yuya-kun's grip on his right has become so tight that his hands have begun to shake. Not only that, he's grinding his teeth in a way that he's making weird noises from his mouth. I guess I can understand being frustrated. It felt as if he was leading the match, only to suddenly have it turned on its head at the last stretch. Having victory so close and then having it snatched away. But I'm here to win, and I can't let pity get in the way of that. It takes a few seconds, but it seems that Yuya-kun has managed to get his temper under control. But his face is nowhere near as neutral as it was before. While a few minutes ago his expression was completely blank and betrayed nothing, now his brows are furrowed, his fur is bristled, his nostrils are flared, his fangs are showing. I could tell what he was going to do during the game, but I couldn't tell what he was feeling. Now he's completed his transformation into an open book? Bad analogy. But the flaring of his temper has also brought a change to his playstyle once again. Instead of falling back towards a comfortable shot, he just hit a serve with as much power as he could. I can barely reach the ball in time. Even though this was his fastest serve today, he managed to get it to go at a terrible spot for me. Instead of coming at me with slices, he's pounding the ball with renewed vigor. Shit, I'm having trouble keeping up. I need to slow down the point in order to catch up. I'll go with a slice. The extra time it takes for the slice to reach his side of the court gives me a chance to better position myself. Yuya-kun continues to pummel the ball with almost no concern for placement. Right now, he's all about power. As I continually go for slower shots, I'm given the chance to get more comfortable. Eventually, we're locked in an evenly matched battle of ground strokes. Except I'm thinking clearly, and I see an easy chance for another angled shot aiming just short of the service line. Huh? The instant I hit the ball, I can already tell that there's something off. It hits the ground incredibly close to the line, sliding away from Yuya-kun's range. The umpire's eyes are glued to the ground for what feels like an eternity, trying to decide whether the shot was in or out. But even before he announces it, my stomach has already dropped, because I can already tell that... Out. 15-30. My aim was off. I don't know why, but at the last moment, it was as if my shoulder joint just seized up. Actually, now that I think about it, my entire body feels heavier. Damn it, I was playing without paying close attention to myself. I went over my limit without even noticing. I guess I got so absorbed in the feeling of satisfaction that I forgot to manage my stamina. I ended up pushing myself too far without bothering to save some up for the home stretch. My legs feel like they're about to split open. I try making wide movements with my body to try and warm myself up again, but my entire body suddenly feels so heavy. My muscles are seizing up, and I didn't pay attention to the warning signs. Crap, Yuya-kun is about to serve again. I try to run towards the ball, but I can immediately tell that I won't reach. It hits the fence, echoing the sharp sound of metal. 30 all. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. I was careless and now I'm paying the price. I already know that I was close to my limits, so I should have taken care to save up some energy. What should I do? The situation has suddenly turned into a great pinch. Right, it's do or die. If I don't find a way to break his serve right now, what chance will I have at the tiebreak? My energy isn't going to miraculously return. It's only downhill from here. I know that if I push myself over the edge, I might be able to get one last boost. But on the other hand, if I risk it all here and can't break, I'll have absolutely zero chance at a tiebreak. No, thinking like this is pointless. I'd have no chance at the tiebreak to begin with. I'll summon up every ounce of energy I still have. And if I've truly run out, then I'll play on guts alone. I don't care if this match leaves me so exhausted that I can't move. I'm winning this, and I'm winning it right now. Yuya-kun restarts the match with another forceful serve. While it's plenty fast, my legs somehow oblige my desperate pleas and begin to move properly once again. Even if my arm still feels somewhat heavy, I can definitely hit it back. Just like that, we're locked in a stalemate. Yuya-kun's attacks are too predictable. As long as I can still run, I can deal with them. On the other hand, I can't seem to control the ball as well as I was doing before, and my shots aren't as forceful. I can take big risks like I was before, they just won't pay off. But I need to come up with some way to turn this around. I'm well aware that I'm out of fuel, and unless I want to come to a full stop before this match is over, I have to do something. Even if it's risky, now is the time to risk it all. Just continuing to play this game at this high pace was already a gamble. Might as well go all the way. I hit a drop shot, silently hoping that it'll catch him by surprise. Even though his face doesn't betray much, he seemed to have delayed one step. Will that be enough? Yuya-kun throws himself to the ground, attempting to pick the ball up before it has a chance to fall, but he fails. He's just a few centimeters short of the mark, and the ball rolls on the floor, towards his face. 30-40. Match point! Mishimaya, finish it now! Kokonos, don't give up! The crowd seems to get more riled up the closer the match comes to the end. At this point, my heart feels like it's about to burst out of my chest. But it's no dream. I do have match point. This is my chance. I doubt I'd last through a deuce. In fact, I'm pretty sure that if he manages to get to a deuce, my chances of winning will go down to near zero. I need to get this last point no matter what. Yuya-kun pats himself clean of whatever specks of dirt clung to his fur and clothes after his fall. His glare feels incredibly sharp. I feel uncomfortable having him stare at me like that. But I suppose I can understand his anger, and there's nothing I can do about it. We both walked back to our positions to start what is hopefully going to be the last rally of this match. Yuya-kun comes at me with another powerful flat serve. Ugh, I swear these keep getting faster. I managed to reach it, but only by the skin of my teeth. My return was just good enough to avoid an instant counter. Once again, we initiate a contest of ground strokes. If my body were moving just a little more responsively, I feel like I could clinch this point fairly easily. His predictability is the only reason it can still keep up. If Yuya-kun were playing just a little more rationally right now, he'd probably win. But instead, I already know he's going to attack with another flat shot. Huh? Before my very own eyes, I see the ball dropping right in front of the net. My mind is unable to comprehend what I see. As if in slow motion, I see the ball leaving Yuya-kun's racket with very little momentum, ready to drop to the floor and stay there. He went with a drop shot? At this point of the match, under all this pressure, as angry and aggressive as he's been, he managed to recompose himself enough to pull this off? For a split second, I could see what looks to be a malicious smile flashing across Yuya's face. He probably noticed my struggle with my own stamina and decided to capitalize on that. Even though I feel like my reaction was delayed, I have no choice but to run. If I let this point escape me, I won't be able to get back on track. Ha! I nearly fall to the ground attempting to reach the ball, but somehow I get to it. Yuya-kun's drop shot was surprising, but it was nowhere near perfect. The ball has too much power. It went a little too far over the net, making it easier to reach. But still, Yuya-kun comes up to the net, ready to finish the point. I stand firmly directly in front of him. Left or right, which way will he shoot? A lob? Right now, when I'm as far up to the net as I can be, he chose to attack me with a deep, aggressive lob? I have no choice but to run. I need to reach this ball. I can't even see where Yuya-kun is right now because my back is turned to him. There is no time for me to turn around. If I try, the ball will bounce twice and I'll miss my chance. I barely even practiced this shot, but I'll have to go for it. Without turning around, I hit the ball from in between my legs, towards the left side of the court. Huh? Right as you hear Yuya's confused gasp, I turn around to see that the ball went past his defensive range on the net. Please go in. Everyone suddenly holds their breaths. Me, Yuya, the audience. We're all staring with anticipation at the umpire. He opens his mouth and... Game, set, and match, won by Mishimaya. Count 6-4, 3-6, 7-5. The roars of the audience are deafening. The umpire barely has time to finish the announcement before his voice is completely drowned by the howls and yells of dozens of excited onlookers. Somewhere among them, my friends are probably also cheering for me. But right now, there are so many voices that I can't hear them. I still can't believe that I actually won. It feels so... surreal. I won. Somehow, even though I'd had this title for years now, this is the first time that I've been this happy to win it. My mind seems to finally register the Akita standing in front of the net, racket under his armpit, awkwardly snatching the back of his head whilst glancing at me. Right. I have to go shake hands with him. Yuya-kun, that was an amazing match. Thanks a lot. I extend my hand towards the Akita. His eyes tear up a little when he takes hold of my hand, shaking it enthusiastically. Yeah, it really was. Damn it, I'm so frustrated to have lost, but this was such a great match. I'm so happy. The Akita then opens his mouth in a wide, content smile, showing lots of teeth as tears stream down his face. I'm so happy to have finally been able to play against you, Nico-san. I hope I get to face you again in the future. I nod. I can't really come up with words to say. I don't even feel like I really need to say anything. We shake hands and then make our way out of the court. I walk out of the court and it doesn't take me long to find my friends. Most of the bystanders had already left as soon as the match was over, so there weren't many people here for them to get lost among. Nico, that was such a great match! Heh, way to deliver on that revenge thing. Although for a second there, I was afraid you'd collapse. I wasn't just afraid of that. I was sure it would happen. Mizuguchi-san, I thought we agreed not to criticize him. Saya shrugs. Heh, I changed my mind. I prefer to speak my thoughts. Wouldn't have it any other way, Saya-chan. Saya smiles, giving me a thumbs up. Suddenly, something very warm suddenly envelops me, nearly pushing me down to the floor. Whoa, Aki? Aniki, I'm so happy. Easy there, buddy. I'm covered in sweat. You're going to get yourself dirty. Aki shakes his head, rubbing it against my stomach. I don't care. I'm just so happy to see you enjoying yourself on the court again. Oh, you noticed that? It was clear as day to anyone who watched. At the end of the match, you just looked like you were enjoying yourself so much. You have no idea how happy it made me to see you like that again. Thanks, guys. Should we do something to celebrate? Can we do that another day? I'm kinda too exhausted. I just want to get on my bed and sleep. Oh, bummer. Haniki, once we get home, I'm gonna help you take a bath before you go to bed. I get the feeling you'd just fall asleep and drown in the tub if I didn't. You have that little faith in me? Actually, I think I'll just take a bath with you. Feels like it's been years since we last did that. Wow, really? I mean, it has been quite a few years since you last took a bath with me. Sure, why not? This sort of thing is nice every now and then. Well, alright, if you insist. I pet my little cute brother's head as he continues to cling to me, even though I'm sweaty and probably reek. That sounds like a great idea. I'll join you guys too. The hell you will! If you want to take a bath, do it on your own house. Aww, Killjoy. These guys are ridiculous. I love them for it. Alright, so normally at this part, I'd be concluding the video, giving my last comments, etc, etc. But this time, I'm gonna do my Q&A. Just because I don't want it to be like lost in all the other videos if it's just a separate Q&A. So, without further ado, here's the Q&A. So the first question
or should I say the first two questions, come from Collier's Cave, who asks, what made you want to start narrating? And do you have any tips on doing narration? So for the first question, I kind of wanted to start narrating after I watched some of Decker Link's videos, like I mentioned in the intro. And also, the big kicker for me, which was kind of, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but it was kind of a non-related thing to visual novels, was that I watched another YouTuber named Bass Shaman, and I just kind of liked the aesthetic of, his vocal presentation, and I just kind of like the good vibes of it. It's kind of weird to say. It sounds so hippie to say, but I just thought, man, I could do a similar voice kind of like that and just give my readers a very soothing voice. And yeah, that, and I think I mentioned in the 50 subscriber video that I also like the kind of the idea of making my voice like an audio novel type of voice. And then your other question, tips on narration. So this is one that I've kind of suffered with personally, is kind of drowning out my voice at the end. Like I'll kind of stutter off kind of like this, or fade off like that. And the kind of the key with that is just kind of powering through with your voice and making sure you pronounce and enunciate with enough power on every word, or like through the rest of the sentence, kind of like this. Other than that, I don't know, just guess being aware of like kind of consistency in your voices, and I'm still pretty new to it myself, so that's all I got really for this. It's a pretty good question, Collier. Hope I said it right. The next question comes from Aram Commodore, who asks, you gonna gameplay more visual novels? Right now I'm in a limbo. I really want to play more visual novels, but right now I'm just very busy with school and all these other things right now, and if I'm gonna add any visual novels to my queue of things, it would probably be over the winter break. I really wanted 2 extracurricular activities in some way, but the only route I haven't really played through was Dozer's route, and I really like him as a character, but I'm just waiting for the updates to kind of like flow through so I don't get a mix of like old art and new art and kind of get the inconsistencies. So, kind of yes and no. I definitely want to get back to the games I've been playing before that are on update hold. So, those I definitely want to play. So yes, technically I want to play a couple more visual novels. So to follow up that question, I want to shout out 2 of my fans who asked the same question, but have been here for a while now on my channel and have been loyal fans for a while now. I want to shout out Sebastian Gonzalez and Wolfstar Convey for being on my 50 subscriber special and probably on my channel before that. I think you guys have been here for a while. Like, I keep seeing your comments pop up occasionally. So, thanks, guys. And now to move on to our next question, who comes from 111, who asks, when did you become a furry? It was a very slow process, to say the least. I started seeing like werewolf and other kind of anthro art at the end of middle school, like 7th or 8th grade, and that kind of followed with me into high school. And by the time I got to like junior year of high school, it kind of peaked for me, and I was like, you know what, I gotta really like find the fandom for this. Like, I can't just like pussyfoot around it now anymore. So that's when I started like making my accounts and all that stuff. And yeah, I'd probably say junior year was when I actually started doing furry stuff instead of just looking from the sidelines. The next question comes from Dilly C. Dilly, who asks, any chance of starting extracurricular activities since you have mentioned it in a few of your videos? P.S. Why are your pandas' pants blue? So I answered the first part of this question in my previous questions, but let me answer your second part. Why are my pants blue? Or should I say track shorts? this actually is kind of an odd story. So, back in high school, I decided my senior year, why not run track? I had never really done it before, but, no regrets. So I did it, and one of the funny things I liked about it were the track shorts. Like, most people would be like, ew, those shorts are so short, like, they make me feel so, like, unveiled. And I was like, I feel so free in them. But that was me mentally, like, no way to say that, actually, to my classmates. Like, dear goodness, I was so in the closet with everything back then. But, yeah, it was just something I really liked wearing, and once I got out of high school and that whole track season ended, I started wearing them around the house a lot, and it just kind of started being an iconic thing, kind of like my wristbands were. And yeah, so I ended up just thinking, let me just kind of put this into my character Dirk and just kind of run with it as a little trademark of mine. And yeah, going back to the wristbands, same with those. The pink one I actually got from my junior college when we were on like a school tour for it or whatever. And then my orange wristband actually came from a club I was in for like a month. And then that kind of disbanded. Long story short, they were going to like raise money for like a marathon or something like that. I said I was going to be in it, got this wristband, and I never showed up to it. Yeah, I'm a horrible person. And so yeah, that's pretty much my whole reason for my attire. Thanks for the question, Dilly. And so our next question comes from Kat Haruyushi, who asks, who is your favorite character in any visual novel you played? I feel like you may have been the one who asked this in the 50 subscriber special, but, tastes change over time, right? So I'm going to answer it again because I feel like my answers kind of changed a little bit. So for favorite character, even though I mentioned Spencer a lot in my kind of inspiration for falling in love with visual novels, I actually would say my favorite character would be Shuichi, because he seems like a lot more of a grounded character than Spencer. Like, he's got that good guy reputation, all that stuff, goody two-shoes and all that, but it's more set in reality. Like, you see him stressing out on the daily. He is overworking himself with all his student council stuff and whatever. And then you find out more about his, like, family life and etc., etc. And you start to realize, yeah, sure, he's a good guy, but he's got a lot on his back. So I feel like he's the most fleshed out between my characters I like. And so that's why I think Shuichi is best boy. Fight me on that, Yuki Kuki. Alright, had to get that off my chest. So our next question comes from Santiago Moreno Rolon, who basically comments that many of our visual novels tend to have popular animals like canines or felines as our main characters and stuff. He uses the example of Owen and Repeat being one of those exceptions, and how even in Tennis Ace, having Keisuke like a hare, Mikado as the crocodile, and our MC, Nico, as a Shiba Inu, kind of breaks that trend. And his final question for that is, so, if you make your own visual novel, what animal species that's least popular will you add as one of the main characters? So, I've kind of been in a limbo with this. Like, I haven't intentionally thought about this, but I've kind of thought about the world building itself. Like, do I want to make my potential visual novel, Ocean Avenue, be more of a werewolf, just wolf species type of world? Or make it basically all around anthro, like a Zootopia, but with like humans mixed in? Kind of like your extracurricular activities novel. Mentioned that so many times now. But one of the characters I've been working on is a hyena, but I'm not sure exactly if he's going to be like a main character or a close side character. And then also I was probably gonna like have a feral hound be one of the main characters. At one point, when I tried to make this a comic, I tried to make it kind of revolve around this character, and you may have seen him in some of my posts on Twitter and stuff when I made some kind of like mock-ups of my characters. That and the hyena character too. They don't look that good, but let's just say I'd probably do better if I had time to work on them again. So yeah, I'd definitely do a feral hound as one of my main characters, and then maybe a hyena as a main or a side. Alright, so for our next question, I am definitely going to get this right, I swear. Our next question comes from Lied Fluid, who asks, "You do a really good job with these videos. Have you ever considered looking into paid voice work as a sideline? When you actually have the time anyway. Because yeah, I keep saying that a lot in my videos." And the next question, have you ever considered accepting art commissions? So for the first question, kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. Like, I would love to, but I don't really know anybody in the industry. And yeah, I feel like I'd really have to make connections first for that. Maybe I need to start like talking to more YouTubers on here and stuff. But I feel like I'm too small of a YouTuber to do that. Like, I'm just a guy with 100 subs compared to like my idols, or not even idols, but just, people I look up to that are a lot more popular. They're at more like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers. And yeah, I feel like I'm a nobody that's just trying to butt in as, "Hey, I'm a fan. You want to do a video with me?" But yeah, I'm going to consider it. And the next question, how am I accepting art commissions? I would love to, but I don't think I would have the time to do it as a paid work. I would love to start like, maybe doing like fan art, or, maybe just doing some free art just on the side with like no deadlines or anything. But yeah, I would love to draw and people can give me suggestions, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to follow through on them most of the time because of my busy schedule. Sorry for sounding so sassy about that, but yeah, I would love for you guys to give me suggestions and stuff. Specifically, I would like to have it on Twitter, but if you don't have a Twitter and really want to suggest me something, you can do it in the comments. I just might not be able to see it. And finally, our final question comes from Foxar, who asks, "Have you considered bringing in other people to voice characters?" Yes, I have. But once again, I am still a newbie to this. I don't really have any connections to other YouTubers or voice actors, let alone other people in this fandom. Yeah, the idea would be really great, especially in Tennis Ace, because there's some other comics and stuff like that where they've done that, where they've gotten multiple voice actors and people to kind of come together and like voice the novel as if it was like a visual novel. I think channels like Jello Apocalypse have done this. There may be other channels that have done it too, but yeah, I would love to do this idea. And I'm pretty open to having people come in and do it. I just want to make sure that people have like, a good like microphone to do it with. Like, I don't want to have like one person with a great microphone, one with like a very terrible microphone, and just like have it all over the place. Yeah, right now I would not be ready, but I would love to do it in the future, especially if I get other like visual novel channels or other just channels in general to kind of come together and stuff and do this with me. But right now I'm just going to leave it as a one-man show, and if I get enough people wanting to do this with me or collab, I would love to do it. And those are all the questions I received. I had a tough time getting some of the comments to show and have their questions come through, so if I didn't get to your question, it may have been because of that, or just didn't get submitted in time. If you have a question that I didn't answer, I would love to see it on this video. And once again, thanks so much, guys, for this. I really feel like I'm just repeating the same thing over and over again, but you guys really make this happen for me. And that's all I got for today. So until next time, take care, guys.